Hey everyone, Vince here. We're trying out some brand new reward apps. Are they worth it? Let's find out. First up, we have an app called ATM Idle Clicker. So I don't know what it's like in your own country, everyone, but at least here in Australia, we're having an influx of the 3-hour or 2-hour timer applications where you really have to be super realistic with them. Now, this is what ATM Idle Clicker looks like. Top of the screen, you have your balance as well as your 3-hour timer and of course your gem goal. Underneath, you have all your little mini games and the ATM itself. Now, tapping on the ATM will generate in-game cash. Although throughout the experience, you get these pop-ups, which of course is going to play an advertisement automatically every single 30 seconds to a minute. Now, once you get through the mini games that do appear, you'll get prompted with a nice little pop-up saying that you can watch an advertisement to multiply the gems that you just generated. And even if you don't want to watch the advertisement, it's going to play it anyway, so that's how they kind of force you into it. Now, there is an auto clicker button. Again, you need to watch the ad to actually activate it. And at the bottom of the screen, you can find various upgrades as well. And realistically, everyone, that's all there is to it, okay? In my opinion, the whole goal is just watching ads, and the game is more of just like a background thing. To be fair, they do have a separate rewards area where you can go through and again complete more mini games or watch advertisements for those gems, but let me just break down how my test went. So I started my test off with 3 hours on the timer, played for around 45 minutes or so and generated 10,000 or so of the gems, and once that timer ran out, I was left with 4 cents worth of USD. I then played again for another 30 minutes or so and generated another 4,300 gems, and that did convert into another 3 cents worth of USD currency for a total of 7 cents for around an hour and a half worth of time, which is the average for these type of apps, at least here in Australia. So that was a little bit disappointing for the time to reward ratio there. Either way, everyone, the real positive thing is that I did actually withdraw that 7 cents worth of USD, and it did arrive straight away to my PayPal account, at least in my experience here in Australia. So while these applications always have amazing advertisements with massive claims, they always fall short, at least in my country and experience. So you can do whatever you want with that information, but at least now you know about it, and hopefully I saved some time for you. All in all, that's my review on ATM Idle Clicker, a very average app. Let's move on. As always, everyone, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying my videos every single week. Thank you all so much for watching. Next up, we have Loot Chest. So everyone, I have to say, Loot Chest is actually on more of the more unique side of things, which is pleasant to see, but does it actually hold up when it comes to the reward side of things? This is what it looks like. At the top of the screen, you have your 3-hour timer, your gem balance, and of course, your supposed PayPal currency. And underneath that, we have a little character here that is automatically destroying mobs. Now, you can actually treat this as like a type of idle app, everyone, because even if you're not touching the phone, the app is still playing for you. Underneath that, you have various upgrades for your little character. And of course, the gem pop-ups. So yes, ads will appear every single minute or so get ready for that. At the bottom of the screen though, you have a goal, which will give you gems when you complete it, as well as the actual chest itself. So tapping on that will reveal loot, gems, and in-game currency. And you can just keep spamming that essentially as long as you have keys. Now, of course, you get the keys by playing the app. Very straightforward. Again, sometimes mini games will appear, such as a scratch card one, which I'm sure you guys understand how this works. Again, offering up a chest with a multiplier, but you do have to watch the ad, of course. So that's all there is to it, everyone. Let me just break down how my test went for you all. So I started off with 2 hours on the timer, played for around an hour straight, and generated 10,000 of the gems, and that converted into 6 cents worth of USD currency. Yet again, you're seeing the running theme here of around 1 hour equaling 6 cents or so. Everyone, I did cash out the 6 cents worth of USD currency, and yes, at least in my experience here in Australia, it did come through straight away. Just remember, they do have that extra rewards tab as well, again, for watching pure advertisements, essentially. So it begs the question, even though the application is very unique and actually pretty cool, is it worth your time and effort? At least in its current state here in Australia, no, sadly it's not. I mean, come on, man, it's 1 hour for 6 cents. That's pretty rough, but maybe in your own country, it might do better, okay? But at least now you know about it. That's my review on Loot Chest. Let's move on. Next up, we have Rent Empire Clicker. Now, before I could even get into the game then, I had to watch an advertisement, which was quite frustrating, but either way, this is what it looks like. Top of the screen, there's a 3-hour timer, of course, your supposed PayPal currency, and the gem goal. We have another pop-up appear. So get ready for advertisements every 30 to 60 seconds, guys. We have so many mini games as well, all trying to get you to, of course, watch more advertisements to multiply the gems. Same concept as the other apps I just shown you. Although I definitely feel like this is way more aggressive when it comes to ads. Either way, in the middle of the screen, we have a huge house that you can tap on. This is going to generate the in-game currency, gems, and progression towards the mini games. there's another pop-up. It's so frustrating how these apps have to do it this way, where they interrupt everything every 30 seconds, okay? I mean, it makes it impossible almost to review without getting annoyed. There's another one, by the way. At the bottom of the screen, you do have upgrades as well. Although I feel like they really don't do too much. There's not really much else to show. So let me just break down how my test went for you all. I started my test off with 3 hours on the timer, played for roughly 40 minutes or so, and generated 11,000 of the gems, which actually met the goal very quickly. And surprisingly, that converted into 6 cents worth of USD currency, which is actually on the higher side of things, funny enough. I then played again for another 50 minutes and generated 10,000 of the gems, and that converted into another 5 cents worth of USD for a total of 11 cents. Again, it does have the minigame section and the advertisement reward section available if you don't want to tap on that house. But what I will say, everyone, is that yes, I did withdraw the 11 cents worth of USD currency, and it did arrive to my PayPal account straight away, at least here in Australia. Now, just imagine if this had close to Just Play's rates. So look, Rent Empire is one of these very basic get paid to type of applications. I wouldn't waste too much time on it, everyone, at least here in Australia. Again, do whatever you want with your time. That's my review of it. Let's move on. Next up, we have an app called Screen Time Money. Now this one promises to track app time, everyone, and convert it into the currency of the app. That then eventually gives you supposedly PayPal currency at the end of a timer. Now, let me just break it down how it went for me. This is what it looks like when you begin to launch it up. As you can see, very straightforward. Top of the screen, you have your USD balance, the goal, and of course the timer. Underneath that, you have the actual tracker. So here, obviously, the more you use applications on your phone, the more it's going to try and track. Underneath that, you have today's task for treasure. And of course, you have the mini games at the bottom of the screen. And then we have a pop-up appear. So yes, everyone, every single 30 seconds to 60 seconds, even with these developers, you're going to have interruptive ads. So get ready for that. Now, there is a task section as well, though, where you can generate that in-game currency by, of course, completing the various mini games or watching straight up ads. Now, at the top of the screen, you notice that it states that you can collect your time rewards. And you can see there it has the Instagram logo, it has Facebook logo. For today's test, I actually used YouTube because why not, right? So I started the test off with 3 hours on the timer. I then watched YouTube and used the application itself for around an hour and a half and generated 10,000 of the in-game currency of cash. And underneath that, you can see the actual tracker has picked up my YouTube usage, which is pretty cool. Now, once that timer ran out, I generated 14 cents worth of USD, which was actually very surprising. And here I was thinking that this is going to be a more positive thing, everyone, but here's the problem. I withdrew that 14 cents worth of USD and I received absolutely nothing to my PayPal account, even though it states that it is completed. And the worst thing is, I contacted their support and they said a whole bunch of vague things, such as make sure the PayPal address is correct, and then check if your account is limited or blocked. And the thing is, they never told me if it's blocked or not, because they never replied when I asked. So I would not recommend Screen Time Money at the time of this recording, at least in my country. Again, you can do whatever you want if you want to test it. Very disappointing stuff because it had so much potential, alright? But again, maybe you might have a better experience in your own country. Next up, we have Lucky Knife. So Lucky Knife really does remind me of Treasure Master on Just Play. Essentially, think of it as that you have a knife and you throw it at an object while trying to avoid the hazards on the object. And this is what it looks like. Top of the screen, you have your currency, your timer of 3 hours, and supposed PayPal currency. Underneath that, you have the in-game currency for upgrades. And then, of course, you have your upgrades on the main screen, as well as various mini-games and today's task, which will give you treasure chests. Again, it does have that kind of reward system where you can watch advertisements in return for that in-game currency of cash, so keep that in mind. Now, this is what it actually looks like when you try and complete the level. As I mentioned, you have your target in the middle of the screen. You simply throw the knife at the target. Very easy to understand. Imagine this on rinse and repeat, ladies and gentlemen, with ads at the end of every single level. There is an auto button as well if you want to use that. So, how'd the actual test go? I, of course, started off with 3 hours on the timer, 7,500 of the in-game cash in the balance, played for around 30 minutes straight and generated up to 84,000 of the in-game cash. And that converted into almost 5 cents worth of USD, but the minimum is 5 cents, so I had to play again. Generated another 64,000 of the in-game cash, which roughly took around 30 minutes or so. The updated balance was 7 cents worth of USD, so around an hour for 8 cents here in Australia. I am happy to say though, everyone, I did cash out that 7 cents worth of USD, and it did arrive straight away to my PayPal account, at least in my experience in my country, so So there you go. So that's my review on Lucky Knife. As always, you can do whatever you want with the information, but hopefully this guides you in the right direction. Check out my channel for almost 1,000 reviews. Catch you all next time.